What's up, gang? Tony here from Beastmode Camping, and I've got a real question for you. I'm going on a multi-day backcountry hike, and unfortunately for us, this is one of those decisions that doesn't have a perfect answer. Do you go ultralight and bring a backup battery just in case? Or do you carry a heavier headlamp that'll throw further, last longer, and possibly provide a little bit more margin for error in case things don't go as planned? I've got 6 headlamps here that run the entire spectrum, from barely their lightweight, all the way to what some people would call complete overkill. And by the end of this video, I'm going to tell you what I'll personally take on this trip and why. You might be surprised. But what I'm really curious about is what you think about this trade-off. Or do you even care? Because all headlamps are not created equal. Having a headlamp isn't just about the brightness. They're about weight, runtime, and how much margin you want when the sun goes down. So with each of these, you got a few things in common. It's not only about weight and runtime, it's also about the spectrum, how far you can see and how bright it's going to light up those branches when you're going to take a step. Now for consistency of this video, let's go from small to large. I kind of like that approach. But first, I need to put on a hoodie because it's starting to get a bit chilly. Now that we've got that in order, let's continue. So the lightest in the lineup is the Sunblessa. This one comes out at about 1.5 ounces, and it's great. It's got a good amount of light to it, and it's also got a red light, as well as it's got a locking mechanism. You hold these two down and it's gonna lock. That's gonna be great, so when it's in your pack, it doesn't accidentally turn on, burn anything. This one's not gonna get hot enough for that anyways. But my biggest issue with this is also one of the reasons I got it in the first place. Prior to having this, I had my good old trusty black diamond. Now this had been a lamp that I'd been using for quite a while, but what I didn't like about it was as the battery power went down, so did the light, so the output was not consistent, and I didn't really like that too much. And most of the flashlights I had up until this time were similar. In comes Sunblessa. This is not the case with this one, and I thought that was great before I bought it. Now, I'm not trying to discourage anybody, but here's the reality. Without that drop off, you don't know when the batteries are going to completely fail you. And so what happens is you're walking, it's nighttime, and things go from bright to pitch black. And when I say pitch black, when you're out in the forest, it's not like being out on a street with the moon hitting it and everything. That is much darker, and you can't even barely see your feet, much less a branch or anything that's gonna be in your way. For a hike, I'm less likely to bring the lightest one. Now camping and everything and rummaging around my tent, this one's gonna be great. However, for me personally, I'm not gonna take one just because of that drop off. This one's the tried, trusted, and true black diamond. And how did I get in here? Oh, right here. So this one actually isn't even rechargeable. This one's about 12 to 15 years old. It uses just some 3 AAA batteries. You light it up. It's got, you know, the same thing as everything else. It's got multiple. It's got the spot and floodlights to it, as well as the red light. And it seems to not abuse the batteries, which means I've only changed the batteries out on this in 15 years, maybe 2 or 3 times. But again, when I go on a hike, which is about the only time I use this, I do not use this while I'm camping, only because I have heavier options that do the trick. And the black diamond weighs 3.1 ounces. So not super heavy, but still probably twice as heavy as the Sunblessa. We're going in order from low to high. And this was just happened to be the next after the Sunblessa. So far, this one's up in the running for what I'm taking on my hike. And again, this is a question for all you guys. And the next on the list here is the H3 from Wuben. Now, this H4 from Wuben. I'll put the correct one over right here. I'm thinking Hummer for some reason. But this seems to be a great little lamp. It is pretty bright. It comes in around 800 lumens, and it does tell you that little blue dot is telling you, when you need to recharge it and everything. Fully rechargeable, and we'll go into the spectrum of these right, maybe I'll put them right over here about what this looks like when you're walking at night. Now again, this one comes in at about 3.3 ounces. Yeah, 3.3, 3.4 ounces with the strap on it. And this one, it feels great construction. I love that it's got the batteries internal, the same as the Black Diamond, and no external place to charge it. When you want to charge it, you have to open this bad boy up, and the battery actually comes out, and it's got USB-C on it. I'll just show you that real quick. It's got USB-C on it right there. So you just pop that back in, and you're good to go. Why would I take this one over that one? Well, again, time and duration. So I do feel like this one's supposed to be able to last on low about 33 hours, which should be plenty for a 3-day hike. If you think 3 days, it's 2 nights, so it's day hiking for 3 days, but 2 nights camping. And while you're doing that, you're gonna walk around the campfire for, let's say, a total of, a lot, maybe 10 hours, but it's not gonna be anywhere near that. And then you're crashed out most of the time. So I think this is gonna be a great option for hiking as well as camping. But so far, if I have to take one, in fact, you know what? Let's leave it to the night test and we'll tell you in a little bit. Then the next up on the list, this is the next heaviest. Let's see how much this one weighs. Ooh, this one comes in at 5.5 ounces. Not that big of a deal. And this is probably the most comfortable out of all of them. This is the Sofirn HS21. This also comes out of the case, so you can use it as a flashlight if you wanted to. I guess you hold it like that if you're gonna punch something. I don't know why you'd do that, but let's go ahead and edit that out. But you put it right back here. Again, this goes up and down within the holder, and like I said, this is probably the most comfortable holder. I'm not exactly sure why, but the front piece up here, at least for my skull, really wraps around nicely. Now, while this one is the heaviest that we've felt so far, is this something I'm gonna bring on a hike? I'm not sure, but the ease of use on this is incredible. So you hold down the button. It's only got 1 button operation. A lot of these have 2 or 3 buttons. So it's got 1 button, and as you can see, it's got a little bit of light coming off. We can brighten that up by double tapping. A single tap, a hold goes low, medium, and high. And then as you turn it, it goes from spot to flood to a red light. I'm actually loving this one. As far as the pattern goes, this one is my favorite. So again, the Sofirn HS21, I absolutely love this. Walking around camp, walking around just for hands-free. I'm using this one in the garage. I'm using this one pretty much everywhere. And this one's got the longest battery life. I'll post the battery life right up over here. But as far as, in the construction of this is absolutely amazing. So this is all metal, all 100% sealed, except for over on this side, we do have the USB-C port right here. But again, this is all aluminum, all metal construction. And it just tells you red, both, flood, and spotlight. And again, just great construction, great light pattern, great distance to it, and great duration. However, am I gonna use this on a hike? We'll get back to that in just a minute. And then most recently, I just got this guy. This is the Wuben E7, and this one comes with some attachments here, man. It's got like some technology built in. So like you barely hit your finger over here and this thing turns on. So it's got like a motion sensor on it, which is pretty cool, but is it necessary? But again, this thing, you know, you can detach that to where it doesn't even have those extra couple ounces there. But let's get this one on the scale. 4.2, so it's kind of right in the middle there with all these attachments. And like I said, you can take off the gesture, but this one as well. This one comes out, and this one is a full metal design as well. I absolutely love the design of this. What I think I don't like about it is, so you see that blue light? That blue light is on right now, when the lamp is off. So what that means is that even though, and that's a tiny little bit, I get it, but it is draining the battery right now. I would recommend when you're putting this in storage or whatever, go ahead and just unplug it, and you can shut that port back up. It's got like a little rubber fitting there. And that's what I personally would do, because while you're not using it, that little blue light, that little blue LED, it's consuming some kind of juice, right? But again, all metal design. I absolutely love it. And this thing goes, hold it down, low, medium, high, and burst. And this thing, I believe, is like 1800 lumens or 1200 lumens. It's a lot. I'll post it right over here. But this one has a lot. Do I need that while I'm hiking? You know, I don't want to trip. However, what do you guys think? You need to go backpacking. You've only got a certain amount of weight you can carry with you, because you know everything adds up. Do you skimp on your headlamp and go super ultralight? But in my feel, you're probably gonna need a backup battery for this anyways. Or do you go, you know, use the extra ounces and get just something else? So here's my take. Now, I'm only doing this from experience and what I've used in the past. So my black diamond has not failed me. And yes, I can be a little bit superstitious, but my black diamond has not failed me. It does supply light. It may not be the brightest, but I've never had it go out during a trip. It does have that fall off, as opposed to a few of these don't have any fall off, and they immediately drop the second the light is out of juice. So this does have fall off, and it's gonna let me know, hey, you need to replace the batteries pretty soon here. However, during my trips, I am bringing a battery backup, but that's not gonna help immediately, and I am gonna have to dig around for it, for that battery pack in the pitch black once that thing goes out. So this is what I'm taking. Again, it's just a little bit heavier than my lightest, and which is about 3 ounces. It's not horrible, and it has worked for me on at least 30 different hikes with this guy. So I really like the black diamond. All of these are great choices for camping. In fact, this big bad boy is what I'm going to use while I'm at camp. I mean, this thing, it's got telezoom stuff on it, so you can, whoa, is it out of juice? What are we doing here? Oh, look at that one. This one ran out of juice. Didn't even tell me. It was full brightness a minute ago. Anyways, this one's super bright, but this one again at 13 ounces. It's actually 13.7, it's almost 14 ounces. That's heavy for something you've got to carry around with you in your pack. However, I am interested to know what you guys think, and I want to know, drop a note in the comments and let me know, are you going super ultralight? Or are you gonna pack something with a little bit more gusto to it? I told you what I thought. One of these two is what I'm gonna go with. In fact, for my next hike, I am bringing the black diamond, only for the simple fact that it doesn't have any drop off. I tend to probably charge my batteries way too much, so I'm not even sure if these drop off. So I will give an update and let you know if these do drop off or not. So I'll leave them on and then just watch them to see. In fact, maybe I'll just make a video and speed it up so you guys can see for yourself if they drop off or just instantly shut off. Now, me personally, I do end up carrying way too much gear. I think my food alone weighs like 8 pounds last time I went. So it is something I need to take a look at and something I need to probably skimp on here in the future. But I hope this video helps and helps you make a decision for your next hike. Well, hey gang, thanks for sticking around. I do appreciate it. If this is the right content for you, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. If you like this type of content, make sure you check out our YouTube channel where we have hundreds of videos just like this. If you want to see our newest adventures, be sure to click the subscribe button and ring that bell so you never miss another video.